everybody. Hi, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread. This is going to be part 3 of the Amelie Scott Designs kind of a tutorial I was doing for quilting with your embroidery machine. Part 1 was just a simple how to move the files from your CD that comes with the system and get them onto a USB stick. In part 2, we talked about design placement and prepping your fabric. I was able to salvage some video before I broke a needle and threw the timing off on my Brother Quattro machine. During this video, you're going to hear me mention the term snowman quite a bit. And for those of you that are not familiar with that, proprietary to Brother and Baby Lock, they have these stickers. You get a couple of sheets of stickers whenever you get machines, or you might get accessories with them. And these stickers have little snowmen on them. Can you see that? So the snowman has a head and a body and a set of crosshairs. And this is part of the precise positioning system that the camera in the machine will use to be able to make sure that the design is straight. And especially when you are using a magnet hoop, like I am, the snap hoop monster, you really want to be sure to use these positioning stickers, these snowmen, because then even if your fabric is not quite straight, as long as you had your template straight and your snowman is exactly on the crosshair of the center of the template, you're going to be able, it will stitch straight the way it needs to in the hoop. When you do this system, you want to split your project in half. And so there's a right half and a left half to the project. You always start in the middle and you work your way over toward the head of the machine. And then when you finish that entire half, not just a top half and the bottom half, the entire half of the project, then you will flip it over 180 degrees and you will do the other half of the project. When you read the system and it talks about part 1 and part 2 or side A and side B, that's what it's getting at on that. So I was able to finish before I broke the needle. I got this and this all done, and then I flipped it around. I was working right here, and as I was coming this way on this portion of it, I broke a needle. But you get the idea. I go very slow through this video for the most part, and I show the steps, and they're very repetitive over and over and over to give you the idea of how this system works. I think you're really gonna like it. It's a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I have chosen a really pretty, kind of a medium gray for my thread. And even though I've got some pinks in here and some rose color and whatnot, the gray, I laid a bunch of different strands out on here and the gray just seemed to be the prettiest. I also have a gray bobbin. This is a matching bobbin. And you're going to want to do that. You don't want to have a regular embroidery bobbin underneath. So I just used the embroidery thread to make my own bobbin. And if you notice, on my machine you can wrap it around and it'll cut the tail real short on your bobbin. I don't want to do that. I want to leave that long because I'm going to want to pull up my bobbin thread. If I was doing a bigger project, I would bring out my weightless quilter and use it to hold the weight of the quilt. On a future hooping, as I move around, I'll put on my hoop guard. I didn't do that this time. It's a little metal gizmo that fits underneath here, and it keeps this from flopping over, but I should be okay right now. So in order to start this, I'm going to go to the universal symbol for USB, and there it is. Now when you look at your templates, so if I look at my templates right here, template A starts right and it goes up into the little curly Q around this way, and then template B starts with a straight line that kind of goes up and does a little hump and comes down. So I want to get on my It's kind of hard to tell, but I think that's A. Let's see. It is. There's my little curly Q. I want to get my needle over my starting point. I'm going to go to sewing. I can move it like with these arrows. Or I can use my snowman precise positioning system. I think I'm going to go up one. Let me see where that... Ooh! That's what the lady who does the Amelie Scott, she calls it PDC. Pretty darn close. That's pretty darn close. What I like to do with my threads being difficult, what I like to do with this now is I'm going to go to needle plus minus, and I'm going to go to +1. And I'm going to put my foot down, and it wants to go, but I'm just going to go needle down and needle up. And I'm going to pull up that bobbin thread. Now I'm going to remove my little sticker, and I'm going to go. So now I'm not going to have that knot on the back. And now once it gets started, I'm just going to let it go a few stitches, stop the machine, trim my threads, and then let it finish. Alright, you guys, I needed to do something I did not show you, and before I have a disaster, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to fix it. My foot might get caught underneath the fabric as it travels back over it. You can either spray baste this down, you can use a glue stick if you want. What I'm going to do is I'm going to raise the level of my presser foot. So I've stopped it. I need to go, I think it'll let me do, let me go to my settings. Embroidery foot height. I'm going to raise it to about 2.5 and see if that doesn't change things, because I'm nervous. All right, let's see what happens. That's much better. Don't be afraid. If you see a potential disaster, stop it immediately and fix it. There, that's much better. You can tell, there, that foot was going to get caught underneath there, and at worst I was gonna get, uh-oh. Hold it down, there we go. You gotta watch these, whoa! Oh, good. I did spray baste this quilt sandwich. I probably need to pay better attention to basting up on the edges themselves. That's going to keep you from having trouble like that. And if you don't like spray basting, you can use Kimberbell's embroidery tape and just barely tape the edge and catch the edge. And then when you pull that tape off, you'll actually put the binding over where it was taped anyway. Okay, so the pattern has finished stitching out. Now here's the beauty of this monster snap hoop. You just lift this up and put it over the head of the machine. And now I'm going to take the B template and place it so that the start of B is right at the end of A. And I'm using the seam lines of the design to make sure I'm not tilted this way or that way. That looks pretty good. I like it. I'm going to fold down my template. And I have a crosshair under my template here to show me center. And I'm going to put this right under there. There we go. This is just to get you close, okay? I don't have to worry if the fabric is wonky under there or any of that. So if this design is not hooped straight, it doesn't matter because the snowman is going to tell the design where to turn. You want to run your hand, make sure you don't have anything. Now, another trick I like to do, I didn't use a strong spray baste on the edges, so I am going to use a piece of fabric first aid tape, and I'm going to put it down just like 1/8 of an inch on the edge of the design, and that is going to keep the foot from getting caught up underneath where I don't want it to. That's going to save me some angst. There, that's good. Okay, let me do my snowman search. There's a little snowman. Let me get you in here so you can see. There's my little snowman. Until it's scanned. Keep your hands out of the way. Okay. Perfect. All right, remove the embroidery positioning mark. Now just for an extra to be sure, I'm going to hit close and I'm going to go to needle plus minus and I'm going to go to +1, and I want to make sure that I am right on that ending stitch. Oh, it's perfect, y'all. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And now I'm going to do a needle up down. I want to pull up that lower thread. There it is. All right, I'm going to put my foot down and I'm going to go. So that's all done. Look how easy this is, you guys. Now I need to do A again. Oh man, that was just perfect. A. Right there. That looks great. Yep. Now you could use a glue stick under here, but some of you don't like glue, and I can't blame you. I'm going to tear this in half. Yeah, you guys, this is cloth first aid tape. Go get some over at CVS or Walmart or wherever. Okay, I'm going to put this right under, as close to center as possible. Now, I don't know if you can tell. Let me look. Yeah, you can. I barely have enough to get that hooked to give it a good tension. There's a trick. I have taken tearaway stabilizer and used painter's tape and created myself an extension, so that is going to give me enough to create some tension that I want. So I need to put my snowman underneath right here. You just want something to hold it. That's enough tension, and there's nothing underneath that doesn't belong there. My snowman. Found it. Needle plus minus. +1. I want to be right. Okay, now this time I'm off by about a stitch. I need to move it just a little bit. I can lift this up. I'm going to put the needle down right where I want it to start, right there. Needle up. I want to get my bobbin thread, foot down, okay, now what I want to do is jump ahead into the stitching until it gets down to this point. So I'm going to go here, and mine only goes up to 100. The newer machines go up to 1,000 stitches. So I'm going to advance through this as far as I can. There we go. Let me back up a little bit. And it looks like this is going to stitch. I am off the actual thing itself. Let's see. I'm letting it make a knot because it's not starting on my project. See, now that's going to stitch just that little corner and give me a little design, and that'll be real cute. Oh, that's perfect. That's all I needed. That's it for right there. That took care of that one little corner. I'm going to cut it. Everything you need is in the links below in the description box, all right? I'll talk to you soon. Go sew something. Bye.